I'm going to show you 10 pro level tricks that will make your charts cleaner, faster, and way more powerful. Most traders will never use these, but you will. I'll start with a couple more common ones to lay the groundwork, but stick with me. These will get slicker as we go. The amount of people I see still rebuilding their charts every single time they open up a new chart is amazing to me. So you might have your news indicator on your chart there for you. Right click on your pattern software, whatever indicators you have, go to save as and call it a name and be able to recall these templates whenever you need them. Now, I don't know if you've seen the video that we have on how to build a market analyzer that actually works for you. This is our pattern one. So the example here is going to be pretty simple. Link these instruments with your charts. Okay, it's going to save you tons of time flipping around. You might have more charts. You might have 5 charts, 6 charts, whatever, maybe one for every time frame. Link them all so they all use the same color. And that way, all you have to do is click on the instrument you want and it will change to that on all your charts. And if you have all your time frames up, you'll be able to see what you want instantly. Now from your main indicator window, you're going to go to tools and hotkeys. It's going to pull up this box underneath charts. These are all the things that you can custom program for hotkeys so that you can set a hotkey you want and it will automatically do it once you're on your chart. So maybe it's to auto focus on something. Maybe you want to have it, enable or disable all your alerts, right? Whatever you want it to do, it's so easy to be able to know these. Now, I use a Stream Deck. I love Stream Deck products because you can just attach a hotkey to a button and be able to label it. So that way you don't have to remember what these key combinations are. You just press the button that pulls up, for instance, our XABCD indicator and start drawing it right away. So it's really simple to do. We also have a video that we did on macro mouse, and that would be another good useful tool to be able to connect a hotkey to, but basically use and love and embrace your hotkeys. Okay, so getting to something you might not know, let's just say you want to draw a circle and you want this to appear on all your charts. All you have to do is right click, go to properties, and no matter what time frame you have up there, on all your charts, you can say all charts, it's going to draw the circle on all these FDAX charts. So feel free to pick whatever you want, but most of the time, if you do want it across all your time frames, you can even hit template and save and make this your default so that it saves it all the time so that it displays on all your charts. Now, if you change this to a 60-minute, or let's just say you had another window open and you go down to a 15, you can actually see this on your charts as well. So definitely a useful tool to have. Now, another simple handy way to do this is you can actually put in invisible markers for when you use the market replay mode. So you can go in here onto your chart and just type in the text, and maybe you want to replay it right here at this pattern. So I'm just going to type the word replay. Now, you'd want to keep your charts clean. So you can right click on it, go down to properties, and actually set this to transparent. Now you won't be able to see it here, but after, when you go into your replay mode, you can actually go into your drawing objects and you can go back to find that tool that you had here, your replay, and you can actually switch it now from transparent to a color you want, and you'll be able to get those markers back. I actually use this quite often if I'm replaying, be able to set markers, come back to them later and be able to see them in that list. Very handy. So maybe you don't trade a 100 tick chart. Maybe it's a 144 tick chart. How do you add that in here? Go down to this little button that they hide down here called configure, and you can actually go into whatever category, so ticks, and you can add in 144 as a value, press OK, and then you can slide this up. I do this with a 4-hour chart quite often, but you can do it with a 2-hour, whatever might be missing that you need. And then I just put it in order. So then once I hit OK, I can go back to my time frames and look, there it is. Now I'm amazed at how many people don't know this one, but go down to where your chart tab is. You want to duplicate this chart exactly how it is, right click on it and say duplicate a new tab, or you can duplicate it in another window. And that way it will load up exactly the same with all the things that you had on your first one. So at least a couple dozen times a week, I'm telling people about holding down your control key, then clicking and holding on your mouse, and you can actually free flow and move your mouse around in your chart. The other cool thing that you can do is hold down the Alt key and press up and down, and it makes your candlesticks fatter or skinnier. This is very useful, especially when you're scaling to get things looking exactly right. Now, one of my favorite tools to attach an alert to is we go down and we find our Polygon tool. So you can actually draw in, and this is helpful if you're using price and time or patterns. Use that, for instance. You can right click on the object and go down to alert. So that way, anywhere inside there, maybe time might run out. You don't want that to be alerted anymore, but anywhere inside that, by default, when you go to alerts, you right click, you go to alerts, and then you have it selected automatically by default. It says if you take this symbol and you cross inside that Polygon tool, we'll press OK, you can actually fill out an alert for it. So your alert is attached to that drawing tool. Now, one thing that people don't know is you can actually right click in this actions and you can go to template and save as. So that way your default actions of showing a pop-up box or showing a sound, something like that, it's always going to be the same. So you can set that up or load up different ones depending on what your name you're trying to do with it. But just go to load or set as default and you'll be good to go. Now, the last chart thing I want to show you here is you can actually go into your data series, and we discussed this in a recent video that we did. I'll put the link there. And you can actually go into your data series and adjust this from days, which people usually have it set to 5 as a default, to bars. And you can use something like 1500 depending on how far you need to go back, maybe 2000, but 1500 usually does it, and it makes your chart super snappy. Okay, it's a lot faster for the chart to load just to require days, especially if you're jumping around from higher time frames to lower time frames. So definitely something you want to keep in mind. Now, if you want to see how to take things even further, check out our NinjaTrader 8.1.5 release video. They released a whole bunch of new features and things that you can do that you probably didn't even know about. So by all means, go check that out. Find it in our videos. It's one of the most recent ones here. And of course, hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on those release notes. We publish them as soon as NinjaTrader puts out the release. So it's a good way to get notified of that release too.